am a first grade teacher and I am wanting to start a YouTube channel to talk about things going on in my classroom. For my first video, I wanted to film a teacher haul and show you guys some of the things I've bought for this school year in hopes of maybe giving you ideas of things you can use in your classroom or just reminding you of something you might have forgotten. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. The first things I got are happy birthday badges, and these I got at Target, and they were each $1, and I like to give my kids something for their birthday just so they know that I remembered, and it just makes them feel good about themselves and happy. Next thing I got were these great job certificates, and these were also $1 at Target, and I like keeping these in hand just to give to the kids for different things. Anytime I think, somebody deserves one, I find that giving them something that they can hold just is a little bit more meaningful than praising them verbally by just saying, great job, you did a good job. And so this they can also show their parents, and they like to do things like that. I also got these alphabet blocks. And originally I got these to give to my nephews for their 2nd birthday, but when I got to looking at the back of the box, it says that it is for ages 3 and up. So I will use them in my classroom, and I'll probably use these ABC blocks in small groups for kids that are maybe struggling with letter identification or sounds, letter sounds, and so this will be good for them to just play with. And I got this at Target, and it was $3. I also got these alphabet magnetic letters, and these again are just magnetic little letters with pictures on them, and I plan on using them in small group as well. I could even use these in a word work center so they could play on my filing cabinet with them or on my whiteboard. I also got these magnetic numbers, and these I also got at Target. And these were $1 each, and I love these because they have addition and subtraction signs on them. And when we get to that, my first graders can practice with these at a math station, or even if I have students that are struggling, I could use this at my teacher table for small group. And so these will be fun. Anything that's usually magnetic, my kids usually enjoy playing with, so this is perfect. Next thing I picked up, also from Target, were these dry erase labels, and these were also $1 each. These I was very excited about. I've never seen something like this, and I plan on using them on my students' book boxes. So their book boxes consist of 3 to 4 books that they pick every week, and they pick books that are on their level, so I tell them what level to get pretty much. And so sometimes kids change different levels, week to week. Some others take several weeks to change, but so when the kids change their levels, what I did last year was I would call them during center time, which is when I usually work with my small groups, and tell them, little Johnny, go get level J, and little Sally, go get level E. And so it kind of took away from my small group a little bit. And so what I'm planning on doing is sticking these to their book boxes, and since they're dry erase, I'll just change their level on here. So every Monday is when they change their books, and so they'll just know to look at the level on their book box, and I don't even have to tell them. And I'm planning on making it a routine to when they come in on Mondays. If they come in early enough, they can do it before morning work, and if they don't, they can just quickly do it when they're done with their morning work. And so I think that'll save me a lot of time. So these are great. These little containers I got at the dollar store, and they were $1, I think like Dollar Tree or Dollar General, something like that. And there's 4 in a pack, and what I want to use these for crayons, for sorting out different colors of crayons. The kids usually bring in their own crayons at the beginning of the year, but throughout the year they start to lose certain colors, or they just get lost somehow. And so what I'm going to do is just sort different colors into each container and put them in a place where they can easily access them. And that way, if they need a black or a blue and they don't have it, they know where it's at, and they don't waste time on trying to figure out somebody to let them borrow a color or something like that. So this is also a time saver for me. Then I went to Costco and I found this book, How to Get Your Teacher Ready. And it just seemed like a fun book. I read it, and I plan on using it when we teach how-to writing. Last year we used How to Babysit a Grandpa, and the kids loved it. So I think they'll like something like this too, but I'm also planning on reading it the first day of school at some point during the day, and I think they'll really like it because it talks about getting a teacher ready for school. I also got these building blocks, which are pretty much just Legos. And these I got at Target, and they're also $1. And I plan on using these in STEM bins that I'm building and putting together this year. I'll probably film a video about that as well. But I'm also going to use some of these for indoor recess time. And we have Legos, but these are just much cheaper. And sometimes, you know, Legos, they're small, and so they get lost. And so these were not very expensive, so I won't mind, you know, just the kids losing so many of them at a time. So these are good. Then I got composition books, and I actually got mine at Kroger. They were $1 each. And every year at the beginning of the year, I make sure and get a few, because there are always a few kids that come in and they don't have their composition notebooks. And I like these over spirals because they just seem sturdier, and the pages don't just rip off easily like they do in spirals. And so I just like to have some on hand, and I make sure to pick them up before school starts because they are cheaper. I also got some glue bottles, and again, I do this before the year starts because they are more inexpensive than throughout the actual school year. And I get these because the kids just seem to always run out of glue, especially when it starts to be closer to December, when we're doing more art projects and things like that. And sometimes when a child doesn't have a glue bottle, they're waiting on another child to borrow theirs, and that just takes up time as well. So while instead of having kids just share, I like to have them on hand, and if somebody needs one, I just quickly give it to them, and problem solved. I also got these, they're called Play and Learn puzzle pairs, and I got them at Target for $1 as well in the dollar section. And I got these because they're just puzzles that the kids can put together, but I like it because it gives them the picture of the item they're going to spell out, and obviously how to spell the word. And so I'm going to use this in a writing center, and it'll give the kids ideas on what to write about, but it also tells them how to spell the word. So sometimes kids worry so much about spelling the word correctly, and they want to ask everyone, and they want to ask me, and this will just help them be more confident when they're writing. I also picked up these sentence strips, or what they call them is word strips, and I also got them at Target, and they're each $1. And I like these because they are dry erase, and I could use them in a small group when we're practicing letter recognition, letter sound, or just writing our sight words. Or I could also put them in a word workstation. So these will be great for that. I also picked up these clips, and I got these at Staples, and I'm pretty sure they were $3.99 or $4.99 a bag. But I am going, and there's 15 in a bag, but I am going to use these in my mailing center where the kids, you know, put their papers in their little slots. And my father-in-law is actually making me a new center. And so what I plan on doing is putting these in the middle of each slot and numbering them. That way the students know which slot is theirs. Then I got these at Target. And these were $3 a piece, and I like these for storing either the students' daily folders or labeling different books, and red is my favorite color, and I can always use more of these, so that's why I picked these up. Then I got these lap trays, and I got 2 of them, and they're both yellow, and I got them from Hobby Lobby. And they're originally $6.99, but I had a 40% coupon, and my friend bought one of them for me so she could use the 40% coupon. But They were about $4 a piece, 4 and some change. But these I'm going to use this year for flexible seating options. I am going to try that this year and see how it goes, because last year I actually had a student that just needed to be in constant movement at all times, and so he kind of gave me the idea to maybe try something like that. He could never sit in his read to self station and read his book the whole time allotted for that station. And so one day I just, didn't know what else to do. I'd give him constant reminders and he still wouldn't sit there the whole time. And my rocking chair happened to be there at one time that he was reading in that station, and I said, just go ahead and sit in my rocking chair and read your book there. I just figured, he would feel like, oh, I get to sit in the teacher's chair and do it then. But what he actually did was he rocked the whole time back and forth, and he never stopped reading the book. He just needed to move, bless his heart. And so I got these, and here they can put in like some pencils, and maybe they're a toolbox, and then their notebooks and folders and whatever else they have. So this year my whole school is going to follow a Disney type theme, kind of for decorations outside in the hallway, so we're more uniform. And so I picked up some things for the outside of my classroom. My first grade team decided to decorate our doors, the outside of our doors with border, and so there were 3 different Mickey Mouse type things, and so I picked the red one, of course. And I also got these letters to go with that border, and I usually just write, Mrs. Sims on the top of my door, and just also for on top of where I hang their work, I'll write something like, I don't know, fantastic work, or I'll probably just think of something more creative to write up there. And I also got these, and these are just like scrapbook pages, the bigger ones, and they are Mickey Mouse. And I'm going to laminate them, and what we usually do is we have different squares, and each square is designated for a certain child. And so when we put their whatever work we decide to display outside of our classrooms, I use just a clip, and I clip it to the top, and it stays there until I decide to change it. And the last thing I got is probably the thing that I will use the most this year, and that is my teacher planner. And so this is awesome. I got it at Michael's. I ended up paying about $25 for it. It was on sale, and you can use your teacher badge and they give you an extra percentage off. But this is great because of course it has your calendar on it where you can, write notes on it, but it also has a section for checklists. And so this is good because I like checklists just to remind myself of who has done what or who hasn't turned in something. And I like that it's here and I don't have to go looking for it. But it also even has a section like where you can plan and just write little notes about your actual plans for the week. And so it divides it by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then you can put the subjects up here. And I like to write little notes of what I'm going to plan before I actually lesson plan. So this is a good spot for me to do it. And that is pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you come back and watch some more. And please like the video if you liked it. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you got for your classroom or anything you'd like.